Hey everyone, and welcome back to the GetwellbeBe podcast. This podcast is designed to arm you with the knowledge and awareness you need to get and stay well your whole life. Somehow we are almost halfway through 2023 and summer's in full swing. I'm nearly 7 months pregnant, which I can't believe. Today's episode topic, which is all about sleep aid options and the best sleep aids for your health, is very relevant to me, as anyone who's been pregnant or slept next to a pregnant person knows, third trimester sleep is pretty awful. Before we get started, remember you can read the written version of this episode with tons of research links over at getwellbe.com, where you'll also find information about the WellBe non-toxic product database, which has a sleep section, by the way, and our other programs, including a roadmap to healing for people trying to kick chronic health issues, and the Spark Health program focused on detoxifying your home and habits to reduce inflammation. Okay, now let's jump in. According to 2020 data, 8.4% of Americans took sleep aids within 30 days of being surveyed, which comes out to almost 30 million people. And when you consider that many people who answered no probably also take sleeping pills from time to time, just not in the past 30 days, that number gets even higher. Many of these people probably think they're doing something good for their health, since the importance of sleep has come to the forefront in recent years. But research shows that these sleeping pills are harming more than helping. Incorrect use of sleep aids account for 42,000 ER visits a year, caused by people accidentally taking too much or combining their sleeping pills, both prescription and over-the-counter, with alcohol and other drugs. This is scary, of course, but what's even scarier are the short and long-term side effects of sleeping pills, even when used correctly. Here's a rundown on the health risks and side effects associated with the most commonly used sleeping aids in the U.S. First, Ambien. Sure, you've heard of it. In the short term, Ambien can cause all sorts of unpleasant symptoms, including headache, dizziness, feeling tired, and nasal irritation. It can also cause digestive problems like nausea, constipation, diarrhea, and upset stomach. In the long term, the problems get even more serious. Think memory lapses, nightmares, and serious mental and behavioral changes, including depression and suicidal thoughts. Even worse is the fact that Ambien has been shown to be addictive and habit-forming, making it difficult for users to break the cycle. Next up, we have Benadryl. You don't need a prescription to get Benadryl, which makes it all the easier to misuse. According to the U.S. National Library of Medicine, it's associated with a long list of side effects in the short term, including dry mouth, dizziness, drowsiness, gut issues like nausea, vomiting, and lack of appetite, headaches, muscle weakness, and many others. In the long term, Benadryl has been linked to an increased risk of dementia and impaired cognitive function. Then we have Tylenol PM. Tylenol PM is essentially Tylenol, which has an active ingredient of acetaminophen with diphenhydramine, the active ingredient in Benadryl, added to it. This means you get all the side effects of Benadryl that I just outlined, plus some bonus side effects that you would get from acetaminophen. So you really get a bang for your buck here. Obviously, I'm joking. Acetaminophen can cause a number of concerning skin-related side effects like itching, red or burning skin, rashes, hoarseness, swelling, and difficulty breathing. In the long term, acetaminophen could do major damage to your liver and your gut health, and it's even worse if you drink alcohol. There's also been research linking acetaminophen to ADHD and cancer, so much so that California even proposed labeling anything with acetaminophen, which includes Tylenol, as a carcinogen, meaning it's causing cancer. So definitely not something I would ever use. Advil PM. This is another 2-for-1. Advil PM is the same thing basically as Tylenol PM. It uses diphenhydramine to make you drowsy, but instead of acetaminophen, its other active ingredient is ibuprofen. So ibuprofen can do a real number on your gut health with side effects including constipation, diarrhea, gas, and bloating in the short term. And over time, studies have shown that it can actually cause bleeding in your intestines. Yes, bleeding in your intestines. On top of all of the short and long-term side effects of sleeping pills, they aren't even giving you the proper rest. They have a powerful sedative effect that helps you fall asleep, but it's just that, sedation, not sleep. Sedation works by slowing down your brain activity to induce sleep, and when you're sedated, your brain doesn't progress through all the different stages of sleep that you experience when you sleep naturally. This matters because each stage has a different function in terms of your bodily and brain function. Plus, sleeping pills like these only treat the symptom, masking the root cause of your sleep problems. Okay, we've established that the short and long-term side effects of sleeping pills you get over the counter or from a prescription are no joke. So if these are off limits, what are the best sleep aids for your health? The answer, as with many things in the wellness world, lies in turning to more natural approaches. But as is also common in the wellness world, things aren't black and white. Natural sleeping remedies are definitely the best sleep aids for your health as compared to man-made pills, but they don't come without side effects of their own. The two most common natural sleep aids are melatonin and valerian root. Magnesium and chamomile are also used to help promote sleep, though it's not their only or primary use case. Here are the details on all four of those. So melatonin. This is a naturally occurring hormone that helps your brain and body prepare for sleep. It's usually taken in capsule form, and studies have shown that it's effective in promoting healthy sleep. If you have trouble falling asleep, you can take between 1 and 3 milligrams around an hour before bed. If your problem is staying asleep, take it immediately before bed. But be forewarned, melatonin supplements have side effects, which we'll get into in a second. Next, we have valerian root. This plant has mild sedative properties, and research has shown that it can improve sleep quality. While many people don't experience side effects from valerian root, studies have shown that it can have a laxative effect and cause diarrhea, while others report mental fogginess and headaches. It can be taken either as a tea or in capsule form. Next up, magnesium. This mineral plays an important role in keeping your body functioning, and it has also been shown to improve sleep quality. The potential side effects of magnesium are minimal, but it has been associated with some digestive issues, especially when taken in large doses. You can take magnesium as a supplement in either pill or powder form, or you can seek out magnesium-rich foods like leafy greens, nuts, and seeds. Last, we have chamomile. Chamomile, you've probably heard of most commonly in tea form. It's an herb, and research has shown that it can help improve sleep quality. Unless you have an allergy to it, there are generally no side effects. While these natural choices are definitely the best sleep aids for your health, you should be wary of relying on any medication or supplement to fall asleep at night. Just like an over-the-counter or prescription sleep aid, taking a natural sleep aid is just putting a Band-Aid on the problem rather than solving it. If your insomnia is chronic, it's probably a good idea to talk with a functional or integrative doctor about it. You might have an underlying issue that's keeping you up at night, such as heartburn, diabetes, kidney issues, breathing problems, anxiety, and many others. For a getwellbe vetted list of natural sleeping remedies we endorse with easy online links for ordering, check out the getwellbe non-toxic product database on getwellbe.com. So as I just mentioned, melatonin is a naturally occurring hormone in the human body. When things are working properly, your melatonin levels are low in the morning and then spike at night. So this means you're full of energy and you're alert when it's time to take on the day, and then you get sleepy when you need to go to bed. But unfortunately, many things can throw this natural rhythm out of whack, especially in today's modern device-filled world. One of the primary things that messes with your body's melatonin cycles are screens. Screens on most devices, like phones, tablets, laptops, TVs, emit a blue light, which tells our body to stay alert, which in turn lowers our melatonin levels. This means that if you're scrolling TikTok in bed to relax before nodding off, you're actually setting yourself up for a night of tossing and turning. What's more, screen exposure and the subsequent drop in melatonin may be associated with a surge in early puberty among girls. There was a crazy study about this that came out, and it's just really incredible how much the increased screen time, especially during COVID, resulted in this earlier than normal puberty onset for girls. We'll be right back with more about melatonin after this quick message. I don't know about you, but I never listen to the end of a podcast anymore, so I'm hopping in here to let you know that the best way to stay empowered and on top of your health is to be in the getwellbe community. So head to getwellbe.com/subscribe to make sure you're in like Flynn. On getwellbe.com, you'll learn about our online programs to help you go deeper and make life-altering changes to your health, and our awesome non-toxic product database. If you're more of a social media person, let's be friends on Instagram. Find me at getwellbe. Okay, now back to what disrupts natural melatonin production in your body. So another potential reason for melatonin disruption is our mostly indoor lifestyles. Sunlight plays a very powerful role in telling our bodies whether to be alert or tired. And so when you don't spend time outdoors, you're robbing your body of these important signals. Today's high-stress lifestyle can also throw off melatonin, as high cortisol, which is the stress hormone, can decrease melatonin levels. Given all of that, it makes sense that people would reach for a melatonin supplement to help increase their melatonin levels at night and get some shut-eye. This isn't the worst move in the world, but it can have side effects, including headaches, drowsiness, and stomach problems. And once again, it doesn't address the root cause of your melatonin disruption. Fortunately, there are plenty of ways to reset the natural melatonin balance in your body. Perhaps most importantly, make sure you get sunlight first thing in the morning. Vitamin D is actually a hormone, just like melatonin, and the two hormones have an interesting relationship. Not only do their levels work like a seesaw, when vitamin D is high, melatonin is low, and vice versa, but vitamin D is also involved in the production of melatonin. So getting vitamin D in your morning preps your body to produce melatonin come evening when you want it. Two other ways to restore your natural melatonin rhythms are by managing or decreasing your stress to reduce cortisol levels and avoiding screens before bed. Of course, the best sleep aids involve treating the underlying issues that are keeping you up at night, whether it's anxiety, allergies, poor sleep hygiene, a suboptimal sleep environment, eating too late, or drinking too much caffeine, or something else. Better yet, by reversing the underlying issues, you'll improve not only your sleep, but also your waking hours. The strategies I'm about to share come closer to addressing the root cause of poor sleep and, bonus, are completely side effect free. So instead of taking a capsule or drinking a tea, try changing mental and environmental things like meditation. A regular meditation practice has been shown to be an effective insomnia treatment. Both the Calm and Headspace apps offer guided meditation specifically for sleep. Next, we have noise machines. If you have trouble falling asleep, white noise can be extremely helpful. You may not even realize that there's other noise that's kind of keeping you from being in a deep sleep state in your house. It might be because you live on an ambulance route or in a busy city, or there's birds that are quite noisy outside your window, or whatever it might be. But sometimes a simple, inexpensive noise machine can do the trick. Plus, studies have shown that sound machines help treat insomnia in coronary care patients. Next, we have cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. CBT for insomnia has been found to be extremely effective when it comes to insomnia treatments and long-term improvement of sleep quality. Try the Sleepio app. And last, we have lavender essential oil. Using lavender oil for aromatherapy can have a calming effect and may improve sleep quality, with one study showing that smelling lavender increases slow wave sleep, which is when your heart and other muscles relax and restore. You can spray lavender essential oil on your pillow even, or use it in a diffuser, or combine it with coconut oil in a bath. All of these things can be effective to sleep more soundly at night. But one of the primary ways to get better sleep is to practice good sleep hygiene. Sleep hygiene basically is the set of habits and practices that set you up to sleep well, or not well, at night, and it can have a big impact. So here are the best practices for sleep hygiene. Number 1, go to bed and wake up at the same time each day. Yes, even on weekends. Having a consistent schedule helps your body know when to turn off and when to wake up. Next, avoid screens before bed. We already talked about this, but the blue light from screens has been shown to disrupt sleep. So try to avoid looking at your phone, computer, tablet, or TV in the hour or two before bedtime. Next, limit caffeine. Studies have shown that ingesting caffeine within 6 hours of going to bed can disrupt your sleep. So make sure you cut out the coffee by early afternoon, or even better, by late morning. Next, keep the room cool. Maintaining a cooler temperature in your room, ideally between 60 and 67 degrees, which a lot of people think of as too cold, but trust me, it can really improve sleep. It's better to have more blankets at the end of your bed and it be chillier in your room than having it be warmer in your bed and there's just no way to escape that because the air is too warm. Last, we have eating. So don't eat close to bedtime. Eating right before bed can cause heartburn and disrupt your sleep. Try to finish your last meal or bite of food at least 2, ideally 3, but at least 2 hours before you turn off the light. If you try all of the above and you don't see any improvement, it might be time to speak to a health professional, and not the kind who's just going to give you one of the prescription sleep aids that we already talked about with tons of side effects, but one who can really help you understand the root cause or causes of your insomnia and reverse them. But before you go spending time and money on a health professional, make sure you go through the steps I just outlined to improve sleep hygiene and sleep environment first, because often the problems go away when you do that. All right, so that's all for today. To read the written version of this episode with plenty of research links, head to getwellbe.com or check out the link to the article in the show notes. And while you're there, definitely become a Wellbe Insider to get new content whenever we release it, delivered straight to your inbox. We'll be back next with an exciting news and research wrap-up, so make sure to look out for it. If you haven't already and found this episode helpful or interesting, subscribe to the podcast. This way you'll never miss a new episode and they'll be delivered to you whenever we publish a new one. And please share this episode with family or friends who you think might find it valuable and informative. It means a lot and it helps more people find the podcast. And if you love the Get Wellbe podcast, please leave a quick review, as it does so much for helping show up in search results. If you've already left a review, then thank you so much. I really appreciate it. This is your host, Adrienne Nolan-Smith, and thanks again for listening to the Get Wellbe podcast.